There's a saying, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. And from the outside looking in, you probably haven't seen much. Perhaps you've only heard of the cornfields and corn heads. Those are here, and here to stay. But look closer, and you'll discover where corn meets road is a group of people who make this place called Lincoln awesome. Here, strangers are welcomed as friends, and travelers are treated as locals. A place that when you leave is somehow unexpectedly on your mind. Like other growing cities, we've got it all. Award-winning local breweries, captivating museums, curated fine art, innovative cuisine, charming shops and boutiques, a rich tradition of sports, and a diverse selection of entertainment. Experience is what matters. And community, well, that's our pride and joy. It's why 297,622 people, and counting, call it home. So when you come to Lincoln and discover everything this big little town in the Midwest has to offer, remember, with every interaction, moment, and experience you have, don't just look. See.
Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez. Spring is here, and with it comes some of Lincoln's most iconic events. Joining me now to talk about all of them is Jeff Mull with Visit Lincoln. Jeff, are you enjoying spring so far?
Yes, we need to get that balance. We need to get rid of some of the wind, some of the cold weather, and let's really get into spring.
Let's do it.
Trees are budding, allergies are getting bad, so we got to be about there.
We're getting there.
Yeah.
I live near the batting cage on 56 in Old Cheney,
A lot
and
of
I've
tinking.
started to hear the dinks already. So it's like the robins and the dinks. Then
Yeah,
spring
you know
is
that
here.
spring is here.
Well, with spring, of course, comes Lincoln Earth Day, and this year it is Saturday, April 15th. Live music by Chris Lager, one of Lincoln's best.
Yeah, great opportunity to visit various vendor booths and food vendors, green vehicles, learn a lot about how important green is on Earth Day. 10 to 2, Saturday, April 15th. Should be a great event for the entire community to enjoy.
LincolnEarthDay.org is the website to check it out. Also, spring brings the Lincoln Marathon and Half Marathon. This is coming up May 7th. And this goes by some of the most beautiful places in Lincoln. Runners really get to see a lot of the Lincoln life.
Right, tourism. They get to see a lot of our favorite tourism destinations. And what's neat about the Lincoln Marathon, this is kind of that kickstart to the running season for a lot of people, and get a chance to start on UNL's campus and finish on UNL's campus. Chamber of Commerce, Visit Lincoln. We'll be at the 3 Mile water station welcoming people to our community and just making sure that they keep their head up for the rest of the run, because at 3 miles, that's just that start, just the beginning of a long run for most people. So.
And what makes it so special for the runners is the support from the community.
Oh.
So get out there and cheer them on.
Music, dance, do whatever you need to do to keep them smiling the entire course.
Now it's time to mark our calendars for the day before. Saturday, May 6th is when the historic Haymarket Farmers Market opens.
So if you had to go to the farmer's market just this one time, what's your favorite item to pick up at a farmer's market?
I love baked goods, so
Yeah.
probably a nice kolache.
Yes, kolache,
Yeah.
cherry.
I'd like just about any kind
Okay,
of kolache.
all right. Historic Haymarket Farmers Market will start on May 6th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is Lincoln's largest, most historic farmers market and a great destination for a lot of people.
Not to be outdone, the Sunday Farmers Market at College View is also a great place to get some fresh produce from local farmers. It's a very nice setting there at the College View.
Yeah, this is the former farmers market that used to be down off of Highway 2 and 56th Street. They've had a great destination and run starting on April 30th. A lot of fun there on Sundays from 10 to 2.
Okay, let's talk about theater now. We have some spooky things to start off with, kind of, I guess. Into the Woods is going to be at Nebraska Wesleyan. It's the spooky world of the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah, the different desires of Cinderella, Rapunzel, Jack, and the baker all will cross as soon as they step into the woods. Should be a great production. Nebraska Wesleyan doing great things with theater right here in Lincoln.
Absolutely. Okay, then there's something a little different at the Mill at Innovation Campus about ghosts. This is Omni Arts presenting a reading of a campy new updated adaptation of Ibsen's Ghosts. Only this one is set in 81 with big hair and
music,
tape decks
microphones,
and
boom boxes carried on the shoulder. That was that guy too back in the day. This is an adaptation by local self-described bird nerd at Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center.
Jason Saint Sever
yep.
is a bird guy and also a theater guy. So this will be really fun.
Yeah, great setting at the Mill at Innovation Campus.
You can find out more about that show on Facebook. Now we've got a couple of plays that just go haywire. The first one is the play, it's actually called The Play That Goes Wrong. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I'm ready for just a really fun comedy.
Yeah, once the curtain goes up, this will quickly go from bad to utterly disastrous with an unconscious leading lady, a corpse that can't play dead, and actors who trip over everything, including their lines.
I'm looking forward to this one a lot. It only runs for May 3rd through the 7th, so make sure you get to see that. And then the musical comedy Murders of 1940 is at the Playhouse. This is lots of intrigue. Like it's a big whodunit, but there's lots of people disappearing through doors and all kinds of strange things happening.
A wildly comic romp that is a loving satire of showbiz and old Hollywood melodramas and featuring a stage door slasher.
Ooh.
Wow, these are two back-to-back things that you need to put on your calendar.
And this one is recommended for audiences 12 and older. So
I can go.
You can go.
Okay, good.
Couple big events at Tada Theater. First is The World Goes Around.
Filled with humor, romance, and drama, this is a nonstop melody. This show is a stunning celebration of the songbook from multi-Tony award-winning team of John Kander and Fred Ebb that showcases many musicals all in one show.
Kander and Ebb have done some of my favorites. Cabaret, Chicago, just funny lady. Yeah. Great composers, and so this will be a really fun show. And then in May, Tada's welcoming Lawrence Juber, who played with Paul McCartney's Wings.
That's a big deal. A world-renowned guitar virtuoso and entertainer, LJ's work has been heard on recordings from many diverse artists and soundtracks. Lots of great background on this gentleman to celebrate wonderful 15-year anniversary at Tada Theater.
Yes, congratulations to Tada, 15 years. There was a fun picture of Bob Rook on the cover of Elle magazine.
I saw that.
We also want to mention that Juber will do a master class Saturday afternoon, so you can find out more at tadatheater.info. Let's move on to some more music. Toward the Unknown Region. This is Aben Music's upcoming show.
Yeah, the poignant works of Hale Stork, Bolanger, Trenny, Ralph Vaughan Williams, and the Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir, and culmination of another season of music that inspires. Aben Music really lights up the stage and the halls of First Plymouth Church.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the Royal Grove. Have you been to the Grove lately?
Not lately.
That place has been around. Apparently, it was started in like the 30s. I think it has had several locations. But this is something you might not expect at the Grove. Lincoln Friends of Chamber Music are presenting Invoke, which sounds like an interesting mix of genres.
Bluegrass, Appalachian, fiddle tunes, jazz, and minimalism. Invoke weaves all of these styles together to create one truly individual style of music. You're right, the Grove has changed its entertainment over the years, and really what they become is a community destination for all forms of music and stage. Been a great destination.
Now this Invoke has been described, I love this, they've been described as not classical, but not classical. I think you have to go to see what that's
Something
all
to chew
about.
on there before you go.
The Nebraska Jazz Orchestra is celebrating the music of Dave Sharp, a former member of NJO.
Dave has written many arrangements and original compositions for the NJ over the years, and his pieces have also included in their CDs, their musical CDs. Each year, an outstanding jazz musician under the age of 22 is selected as part of the Young Jazz Artist Competition, and this concert will feature the 2023 winner.
That should be a lot of fun. Those are always at the Lincoln Marriott Cornhusker. Now, Lincoln Symphony has a busy spring coming up. They have 3 shows to wrap up their season, starting April 21st with DBR and The New World.
He is a voodoo violin concerto tapping into his Haitian roots. Following intermission, LSO's performance of Czech composers Anton Dvorak, thank you, Symphony No. 9 from the New World, and one of the most popular symphonies ever written, which is its famous Going Home theme.
Then in May, International Voices, LSO season finale is coming up, featuring LSO concertmaster Anton Miller.
Bringing together Mexican dance elements integrated into the first movement's framework and evident in the finale, LSO closes with Brahms' poignant and luminous Symphony No. 2.
And let's not forget Ukrainian Poem for solo violin and orchestra from Yevhen Stankovich. I believe that's...
Have you noticed I rely on you for all the tough ones? Like
you tried Dvorak.
you took this over 2 years ago from me with the tough ones. I appreciate that.
Now, before the season finale, though, there is one more LSO concert. This one's not at the Lead Center. This one is at O'Donnell, and it's their fun family show.
The Giant Puppets, LSO and the Giant Puppets take to the stage, and it's great music and masterful storytelling coming together to delight both audience and one hungry bookworm. Arrive early for complimentary face painting and instrument petting zoo, crafts, and other family activities.
Apparently, the bookworm is eating stories. That's what it's all
That's
about.
good. I like that.
It should be really
That's
cute.
really well put.
And yes, they're going to have the petting zoo and crafts, so you want to get your
An
family there
instrument
early.
petting zoo. Get to know instruments at a young age because that can forever craft your musical interest.
Some more fun things for the family. We've got Roar Dino Roar for Super Saturday at the Children's Museum.
It's going to be a prehistoric party for Super Saturday. Enjoy a variety of activities, including a dinosaur dig excavation at the STEM Lab, build dinos with the big green blocks and more, and stomp like a dinosaur as you explore each floor to find specially themed dino games. Sounds fun at the Lincoln Children's Museum.
Oh, they always have fun stuff. And you know, you can take part in all the dino activities, but then also the whole rest of the museum. So you can spend a lot of time there with your kids.
This is probably one of the only museums where you can truly, as an adult, be a kid again.
Yes.
It's allowed.
It is. Okay, if you're not sick of dinos yet, if dinos are your thing, just not too long after the Children's Museum event, the Lancaster Event Center is hosting the world's largest, most popular dino event.
Okay, get a chance to interact and play with baby dinosaurs, excavate fossils, or even train a raptor while surrounding by behemoths like the skyscraping Spinosaurus and the king himself, Tyrannosaurus Rex. This goes over really well each year because it actually feels like these dinosaurs are alive and real, and kids love it.
You can observe a whole herd of life-size animatronic dinosaurs. I think it'd be a little scary.
That gives me chills.
If you're into science fiction and fantasy, Constellation Convention is coming up in April at the Lincoln Marriott.
Great gathering place at the Marriott Cornhusker, April 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. Great opportunity, as you said, to enjoy fiction and fantasy together.
Now, the Toastmaster's name is Becky Potter. You don't suppose she's related to another Potter?
Harry Potter.
Andrew's over there cheering for Becky Potter. I don't know, it doesn't really say.
Might have to show up and find out.
There you go.
Might be something.
Okay, if you like cars and you like to benefit students, we've got a Cruising for the Trades car show at SCC.
Yeah, this is the benefit event for the Home Builders Care Foundation. Will be used to provide financial support to local high school students seeking technology programs and scholarships for furthering their education in construction-related fields. This will be out at SCC. Free, fee for entries, free for the public to attend.
But I'm sure they will try to raise a lot of money with the entries to support the programs they have at SCC.
It's a great program, yeah.
Okay, you've got one more chance to see the Lincoln Stars in action at the Icebox. April 21st, the last home game.
Last home game of the season. The Stars have had an incredible season, Diane. Numbers are up. People are coming back to Lincoln Stars hockey, and it's so great to see this invigorated attitude on the team. So get a chance to head out there for their final home game of the season.
Now, I wanted to make note of this, too. We don't have a graphic for this or anything, but I know people want to know when the Salt Dogs start. Their season actually starts May 12th, but their first home game is Friday, May 19th against the Gary South Shore Railcats. So we'll have more on that in next month's show. So definitely feels like baseball season out there.
Love me some baseball.
The No Coast Roller Derby is back, and they're at the Lincoln Sports Foundation complex out on North 70th. Dan
Lesswing and his entire team have really turned the Lincoln Sports Foundation complex, which is the former Abbott Sports complex, into a a reinvigorated sports destination, and one of their key tenets is the No Coast Roller Derby Girls. They'll be competing at 5 o'clock on Saturday, April 22nd.
Let's get out in nature and enjoy wild adventures at the Pioneers Park Nature Center. Celebrate the 60th anniversary of the Nature Center.
Yeah, learn about Nebraska wildlife, native habitats, and more through hands-on nature-themed activities and games. One of my favorite places for my wife and I to go take a walk is at Pioneers Park. Just miles and miles of great trails and great nature.
That's for sure. We have another event to talk about. Actually, we have a slew of events out and about as literally for the birds for a while here.
Yeah.
We're going to start with the Mother's Day Bird Walk at Pioneers Park Nature Center. May is Migratory Bird Month, which probably accounts for a lot of the bird activities going on around town. They're going to do a bird walk at the Nature Center.
Walk in the wetland and woodland areas looking and listening for spring birds. Please bring your own binoculars or request to borrow a pair from the Nature Center.
Also, a couple events at Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center in Denton. They're popular. They have a popular Tuesday bird outings. You can join a knowledgeable bird guide and find out, meet fellow birders, learn about the birds on the prairie.
Yeah, they ask for online registration so they know how and who is coming in, and they will email any updates with weather cancellation information. Spring Creek Prairie is a wonderful destination.
Yes, it is.
Just south of the city limits.
Now, there's 3 events coming up on May 13th. You can spend the whole day, May 13th, learning and watching birds. We're going to start again at the Spring Creek Prairie Audubon Center. You can learn to identify bird songs and calls with a workshop and outing led by who else?
The bird nerd.
The bird nerd, Jason Saint-Sever. And you'll need to register for this event. So.
Yeah, that's 2 mentions for Jason. He's kind of dominating out and about.
Well, we've got the theater aspect
And the birds.
and the birds.
Love it.
Yeah. Then Spring Creek Audubon Center a little later in the day. They're going to do Super Bird Saturday and with a family bird fair.
Yeah, good chance to put together birding stations, bird crafts, bird games, prizes, and more. Hopefully get a chance to learn more about those little critters that we call birds.
And if you aren't done with birds yet, you can head to Morrill Hall from 10 to 1, investigate birds.
Hands-on activities exploring various types of birds. Folks at Morrill Hall do great work with education.
Yes, they do. And now for something completely different, another opportunity for you to exercise your artistic side. Lincoln Hot Glass is doing a pendants class, and this place fascinates me. Well, glass fascinates me in general. But this Lincoln Hot Glass was established by Mark Kornblue in 2014. I have a couple of his pieces.
Do you? Gorgeous.
That I love. But I'd really like to see this. This class is a fun and safe. It's kind of their beginner class. They'll give you a brief explanation of flame working and some of the techniques to make really cool things. And then you get to play around for a couple hours, play around with fire. So.
And you'll walk out of there with a handmade glass pendant. What's neat about this is you'll learn about the history. Where has glass blowing been? Where is it going? And just the work of Lincoln Hot Glass, it's just been amazing for us. And we've featured them in different tourism videos. They're in our visitor's guide because really it's something unique and different that makes Lincoln the destination that it is. And for people like Mark to dedicate himself to this since 2014, it's pretty magical. Still kind of a hidden gem in my mind, so great opportunity.
Right. It's 500 West South Street,
Right.
so it's kind of near Sherman Field.
Yeah.
Kind
Yep.
of out
Yep.
that direction. But
Level.
this class is not the only one they do. If you want to check out Lincoln Hot Glass, it's lincolnhotglass.com.
Pretty simple.
Yes. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff.
It is. We are just ramping up. You know, we just wrapped up the FFA, the FCCLA, the state high school tournaments, and now we're getting into school, letting out, and really starting to talk to people more about great things to engage with in the community. And we love our tourism destination, Diane, and it's great to be able to have this opportunity to talk about it.
And then we don't even talk about the First Fridays and how great those are. And with the warmer weather, it's easier to go from gallery to gallery.
It is. It is.
So lots of good things happening here in Lincoln.
Yeah.
Part of that is due to you, Jeff Mull, and Visit Lincoln.
Thank you so much. If people have questions on anything going on in our Lincoln community, stop down to our Visitor Center at 7th and P, or give us a call at 402-434-5348.
Okay, thank you so much, Jeff. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Diane.
As we go to break, we're going to take a look at some of the events coming up at the Lead Center, including the American Ballet Theater. And then Charlie Schilling will join us from Pinnacle Bank Arena in Pinewood Bowl. Stay with us. Welcome back to Out and About. Joining me now is Charlie Schilling, the Assistant General Manager at Pinnacle Bank Arena and Pinewood Bowl. Thanks again for being here.
Yes, and thank you for spring. I think
Yes.
spring is actually here. We're out of winter, my goodness.
March Madness is over, and now we're into the April showers.
We are into April showers, and March Madness was fun. But,
Yes, it was.
Here we are, moving on.
Okay, let's talk about what's coming up at Pinnacle Bank Arena. WWE SmackDown is kicking things off April 14th.
Yep, WWE is making some headlines right now. They just merged with UFC, so we've seen some stars jump back and forth between these two organizations, and I don't know, it's just fun to see the world keep turning, and we'll see what that means down the road.
Always an interesting cast of characters.
They are fun, they are vibrant, and yeah, come out and have some fun.
Okay, Wiz Khalifa then a week later.
Wiz Khalifa, again, I give you these little obscure facts. His real name is Cameron Thomas. He was born in North Dakota, but if you've heard one of his favorite songs, Black and Yellow, it comes from the fact that he grew up in the area code of 412. Would you care to guess what area code that is? Black and Yellow? Pittsburgh. Where everything is black and yellow. So Wiz Khalifa is going to be great next week.
Okay, Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, and From Ashes to New, multi-platinum band coming up April 25th.
Yep, Shinedown. Again, they're from Jacksonville, Florida. They came out in 2001. They have their top song is Second Chance. But I did a little recon on the opening acts. 3 Days Grace is from Ontario, Canada. They came out with the 2003 release, I Hate Everything About You.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not saying that to anyone in particular. And then From Ashes to New is from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. They came out in 2013, and they're kind of a new metal alternative rap rock band, and it should be a fun package for everybody.
I've been to Lancaster.
You have?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a nice city. Okay, April 29th, Morgan Wallen, Ernest and Bailey Zimmerman. This is a country show.
Yep, Morgan Wallen, again, the hottest show in the market, along with Shania Twain, which we'll talk about. But in looking up some of the opening acts, Ernest, his real name is Ernest Smith. He's a singer-songwriter out of Nashville, Tennessee. And then Bailey Zimmerman is from Louisville, Illinois, kind of one of those that was born out of TikTok. And has risen to some notoriety.
Lots of stars being found that way.
Yes.
May 13th then, Kenny Chesney, who's a longtime favorite of many country music fans.
We talked about Kenny playing stadiums. We're really lucky to have him. We're hoping the weather's nice and there could be some fun opportunities to come early and to hang out at the building. Kelsey Ballerina, of course, she's a crossover country pop star, singer, songwriter out of Knoxville, Tennessee, and she was just recently on Saturday Night Live.
Yes, I saw her. Yeah, it was good. Okay, and then the Shania Twain song. This one is probably sold out.
It is to the rim, very popular artist. Of course, she was one of the first country artists to cross over into pop. We know that Taylor Swift has kind of mirrored that in modern day times. But did you know Shania's real first name was Eileen Regina Edwards?
That's a nice name.
It is a nice name. So just through life, things have migrated to Shania Twain.
Okay. We got to back up because we forgot the Dynasty Combat Spring Sports, it's hard to say, Dynasty Combat Sports Spring Brawl May 6th.
Yep. Again, we talked about UFC. This is a sort of a local brand of MMA fighting. It's a really fun product, and again, for those that want to see some action and to see some activity in that regard, please come out. Okay,
now we're back on track. June 25th, then Bert Kreischer's Fully Loaded Comedy Fest. I've never heard of this guy, but apparently he's pretty funny and he's got a great lineup.
Yeah, he does. Bert is apparently he is the what do you call it? The inspiration for the National Lampoon Van Wilder movie that Ryan Reynolds came out. He's a party guy. He spent 6 years at Florida State, kind of drinking his way, and apparently
that says it all right there.
His story kind of came to light, and they made a movie after him.
Interesting. He's got Tiffany Haddish, Jay Farrow used to be on SNL. A lot of fun comedians coming up. Mr. Kreischer, They call him the Machine. He talks about his family and fatherhood and
Yeah. And like a good rock show from the 70s, he's prone to taking his shirt off. So whatever that means for comedy.
okay. Let's move on to July 16th then. NF with Corday. I looked this up. His name is Nate Firestein.
Yep. He is an American rapper out of Michigan. He admits that he was influenced by Eminem, who is also out of Detroit. But his music's been compared to Logic and Machine Gun Kelly, and so he's a rising artist playing a really nice room, and we think it's going to be terrific.
Okay, and then August 29th, Pinnacle Bank Arena. Hard to believe, celebrating its 10th anniversary.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it is remarkable. Yeah, we talked about Zach being from Oklahoma. Did you know that he was in the U.S. Navy? So
interesting.
we thank him for his service, but he's that YouTube sensation that has risen very quickly through the ranks. Vocals, guitar, and he plays harmonica.
Interesting. Well, that'll be a great show.
It'll be
A
great.
great way to
Yep.
to start the next 10 years.
Yeah, and to celebrate the building and the history of 10 years.
Okay, let's move outdoors to Pinewood Bowl, and 9 shows have been announced so far. Many of these we've talked about. There's a couple
Yeah.
of new additions. The multiple Grammy Award-winning Chicago is going to kick things off May 12th.
Yep, Chicago, and also in their 50th anniversary, just one of those classic bands that you really truly know every song that they play.
Absolutely. Okay, May 18th, then Tracy Lawrence and Gary Allen. Country music coming.
Yep, it's the honky tonk. Come out, have a nice beverage, and enjoy the nice weather.
Okay, then things kind of take a break in terms of concerts to allow for the Pinewood Bowl musical, which is always a fun time. We want to mention that this year it's Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah.
So that'll be a lot of fun. That takes over end of June through
Yeah, they start the production in the late part of June, and then there's 3 weeks of shows leading through, I think, July 23rd, and then we transition back into some concerts.
Okay. The first one after that is the Tedeschi Trucks Band.
Tedeschi Trucks Band, again, just imagine 10 to 13 pieces on the stage, wonderful musicianship, playing incredible blues music.
Called two of the best roots rock musicians of their generation.
Incredible. Susan Tedeschi, one of my favorites, and of course, Derek Trucks is a guitar virtuoso. He is extraordinary.
August 4th, then, this is one of the new announcements. Train is coming with Better Than Ezra. Train is a multi-Grammy and Billboard Award-winning band from San Francisco.
Yep, and we had Train in one of our first years, so this is a return. We hosted them on a truly wonderful night, and I share this memory with one of our ushers. This is just one of those random stories, but a shooting star went across the sky, and I turned and looked at the usher, and I think we were the only two that saw it in that moment, but it was just magical. But yeah, Train will be wonderful, and we're expecting shooting stars that night.
Excellent. On August 11th, a great lineup with Trombone Shorty, Ziggy Marley, Mavis Staples, and the Robert Randolph Band.
Yeah.
This concert's probably going to last, 5 hours?
It will be wonderful. You know, part of the charm with Pinewood Bowl is we get these wonderful, eclectic array of artists and musicians, and here we have all little corners of the music world represented from New Orleans to Chicago and beyond, and we're thrilled for the package.
Okay, August 18th, then The Head and the Heart with Father John Misty.
Yep, that folk, indie, rock, folk band. Again, The Head and the Heart is one of my favorites. Father John Misty, again, it just adds to that package and allows for people to experience both if you're not fans of both.
August 20th, then the Doobie Brothers take over at Pinewood Bowl, and wow, I mean, just a ton of hits.
Yep, Doobie Brothers. I grew up listening to the Doobie Brothers, and I have a couple songs in the back of my head. Michael McDonald's part of this package. Of course, his voice is iconic, and it should be one of those magical nights as well.
They're back on the road for the first time in 25 years, so this is a chance to see them and relive some of your teenage memories.
Exactly. There are tickets available for these shows, so go to the homepage for Pinewood Bowl and click through, and you can buy tickets.
Okay, another new announcement. Lindsay Sterling is coming, an electronic violinist, dancer, and artist.
Yeah, she's had a Christmas show that's very popular. Of course, this is not the holiday special, but she will certainly add some charisma to Pinewood Bowl the night that she performs.
And she's been there before, right?
She has, yep, she's also another repeat like Train.
Okay. And then wrapping up the lineup so far, August 27th, the Lincoln debut of the Black Keys.
The Black Keys, again, we call it sort of an underplay, where this is a band that could probably play a bigger room, but they're playing the Boutique Amphitheater. Lincoln is very lucky to have them. They've never played the amphitheater, and they've never played the arena, so this is a real treat for all of us, and we're excited to host the Black Keys.
And it's nice to have the improvements at Pinewood Bowl, so these artists who are coming for the first time can really have a really great experience. There's no place like Pinewood Bowl.
Pinewood Bowl, again, we talk about magic. Now, early days magic, we didn't have shower facilities on a hot summer day. Today, these folks are kind of treated with good hygiene, and they can experience the best of that backstage experience, which is much improved and very wonderful for the
And
artist.
it is a wonderful place for the audience as well, with the trees, and it's just a gorgeous setting.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. If you want more information, the websites are pinnaclebankarena.com and pinewoodbowltheater.com. Thanks, Charlie. And I'm excited, next month we're going to have the new manager
Yeah,
come.
you get to meet Tim Savona. He comes from Sioux City, Iowa, and in fact, he's moving this week with his family and his 2 young kids, so you'll get to welcome him to the Lincoln community.
We're looking forward to that, but it's been great to have you on.
Thank you.
As well. Thanks, Charlie. And that is all for this edition of Out and About. I want to again thank Charlie and Jeff for joining me. As we close, I invite you to stay tuned to find out about some of the events coming up at the Lancaster Events Center, including the popular Spring Affair plant sale. Then we'll be running a listing of all the events we talked about, so get out your pencils and pens and so you can make some notes about some of the fun things happening in Lincoln. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.